Egusi soup is enjoyed by many people in Nigeria. I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step guide on how to make egusi soup with bitter leaf. I'll start with parboiling my stockfish and meat together. I'm using beef. You're allowed to use any meat of your choice. I'm going to add some water, not so much, maybe a little bit more. I'm stirring this to mix it up. I'm going to cover this and cook for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, while we are doing that, I'll show you how to mix your egusi. I'm making use of blended onion. I'm going to mix up this by stirring properly. I like doing this. It gives your egusi a nice flavor. Now I'm going to go into cooking properly. I have my blended pepper and onion, so I'm going to pour it into my pot of oil. Please make sure your oil doesn't get hot. You don't want your oil bleached at all. So I didn't bleach this oil at all. I'm going to use it like this. Guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you as well. So I'm just going to cover this up and steam for 6 minutes. While doing that, I'm going to debone my fish. I like making use of this fish. It's 6 minutes later. I'm going to bring in my deboned fish. I like the flavor of this fish, this particular fish. I'm also going to bring in my parboiled stockfish. Remember, I parboiled my stockfish with my meat. Egusi soup always goes well with stockfish. It gives a nice aroma, a nice flavor to it. I don't think anybody makes egusi soup without stockfish. It's one of the most important ingredients when making egusi soup. So I'll cover this up and allow it to steam for 2 minutes only. Now I'm going to season this up with seasoning cubes and at this point I'm going to bring in my already mixed egusi. Remember, I mixed it up and I covered it and kept it somewhere. The weather is so dried right now and it dried it up a bit. So if you experience that it's dried up, just add a little bit of water and soften it. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting my egusi into small bits like balls and I'm adding it to my stew. Now I'm going to go in and start stirring and frying. I'm trying to mix this up properly. To mix up properly with my sauce and fry. So today I'm going to be making use of bitter leaf and ugu as my vegetable. I like adding bitter leaf to my egusi soup because it tastes nice first of all, and also it prevents me having any issues with my stomach, like runny stomach, because growing up, I I avoided eating egusi soup because of my stomach. It gives me runny stomach. So when I discovered that bitter leaf does the magic, ever since I use bitter leaf for egusi to avoid runny stomach. So I'm going to allow this to fry for some time. I'm going to allow it fry on its own, but while you're doing that, just make sure it's not getting burnt. So I'm going to stir a bit to avoid burning. And now I think I need to add a little bit of water to this. The reason why you'll be adding a bit of water is because you don't want your egusi dried. There's a difference between fried egusi and dried egusi. So I'm going to add water to my bowl of egusi, the bowl I use in mixing my egusi. I'm just going to add some water to it and rinse it. Let me stir this a bit. It's about to get burnt. Please always make sure it's not getting burnt. Now I'm bringing in the water. I just rinse the bowl because this is also part of my egusi. This is egusi as well. This will soften it a bit to avoid it from getting so dried. So guys, how do you like eating your egusi soup? How do you like it? What do you like it with? Some people like pounded yam, some people like fufu, some like abab. I think I like it anyway. I like it with rice as well. Yes, egusi soup and rice. If you have never had it, please try. There was a time I actually had egusi soup and spaghetti. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it was lovely. So I'm just going to allow this to fry a bit more. And now bring in my stock. This is the stock I got from parboiling my meat and stockfish. So I'm bringing it in. It's not so much. You don't need so much stock. You just need it to be really tasty. This is the point where I had my bitter leaf. My bitter leaf is already washed. I bought it from the market. It's already washed. So I'm just going to add it. I'm not going to add so much today because not everybody likes so much bitter leaf. So I'm just showing you. You can add little. This is about enough. But on norms on my own, I add more than this. But this we do. Many people wonder why I do this. The reason I like mixing up my bitter leaf at this point is because I want it to mix up with the egusi, give me the real taste of bitter leaf and all that. I like it better this way actually. In case if you're cooking for someone or you're organizing a party and you want to make egusi soup, please always make sure you don't use so much bitter leaf because not everybody likes it. So I've added water to this. You can add water to your egusi soup depending on how thick you want it to be. Thank you for staying tuned with me. Please hit the like button and also subscribe. I'm grateful. So now just bring in my beef. At this point, you can bring in your chicken, your beef, your goat meat, whatever you're using. But if you're still going to be stirring it, please don't add smoked fish yet. But if you know you will no longer stir, you can do it without stirring it anymore. You can add your smoked fish as well. And also, I like black pepper, so I'm going to be adding a bit of black pepper to this for the flavor. And a bit of salt as well. Please, if you're making use of fish, don't stir like me. Be careful, just stir a little bit. You don't really need to stir. I'm just someone that likes to stir. That's why. So now I'll cover this up. Allow it to cook for 3 minutes only. 2 minutes is okay, but let me leave this for 3 minutes. Alright, 3 minutes later, my meat has absorbed the taste of my egusi and everything is working in alignment. You can see the water has been absorbed by the ingredients, so there's no much water here anymore. I'm bringing in my vegetable. I'm using pumpkin leaf, locally known as ugu. Depends on where you're from in Nigeria though. This is basically the last thing that comes in. So after this, I'm going to reduce my heat and I'm not going to allow this stay on heat for more than 3 minutes so as to enjoy the nutrients of the green vegetable. Thank you for staying tuned with me. My name is Joy. Please like and subscribe. So this looks a little bit thick and I want to loosen it up, so I can add some water. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because it's a bit too thick for me. I'm just going to cover this up now and I'm going to allow it to cook for 2 minutes. I'm going to reduce my heat as well. So let's cover it up. It's 2 minutes later. This is it. This is how to make egusi soup. It's quite simple and it's easy to make and it's very affordable. Thank you guys for staying tuned. You can have this with any swallow of your choice. You can serve this now. Just turn off the heat and this is ready to be served. Thank you for your time. Till we meet again next time. So this is it. Bye guys. Thank you.